Hi, everybody, and welcome to Lore Friday for June 12th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Galabond. Hey, everybody, and today on Lore Friday, we're going to continue our look at the Princes of the Apocalypse campaign and break down yet another small adventure from that campaign. This one is called Bloody Treasure. All right, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this little adventure. Now, this one is in the vein of some of the other ones that we have looked at, kind of a really miniature, almost a vignette. Um, a single scene, single encounter, just a way of deviating your party off from the main adventure. And it actually just sort of tricks them into exploring something that does nothing except get them attacked. So there's a cave in the hills south of the town of Red Larch that some of the locals know, and they say there's a rumor around this cave where there's treasure. There's treasure there, but the rocks are bloody. So people go in, but they never come out. And so it gives you a little description of the place. It's a ravine, a crack in the rock face that goes in there, and there's some mud and some boot prints around. Um, and if they enter the crevice, it leads 20 feet into the hillside before it opens up into a cave. Little trickles of water. Stalagmites dot the floor, and stalactites hang from the ceiling. And it's the home to 4 sturges. So they'll attack any character as soon as they go into the cave. And contrary to local rumors, there is no treasure to be found here. It's just a myth and a rumor. All right, so Bloody Treasure. This is kind of tuned actually uh, for a party of 4 level 2 characters because Sturges have this capability that once they attack, if they land the attack, they can keep automatically drawing hit points every round. Unless they are pulled off of the character. So you have a potential to actually deal automatic damage every round, which is why it elevates it from a level 1 encounter to a level 2. They're a little bit tougher monsters. And this is part of the early series of adventures around the starting town of Red Larch that you will find in Chapter 6 of this adventure, because the way they've organized everything in there. Um, so, uh, and again, it's just kind of more flavor for what's around the town. Now, as far as reusing this adventure in a different edition, well, the only enemy you face are Sturges, and Sturges have been around since the very beginning of the game. So you can literally use this with any edition of the game without changing any of the monsters at all. Just drop it in as a side adventure to a homebrew game, and that's another thing. It's so nondescript. You can take this and put it near any kind of town where there might be, rocky hills and potentially little ravines and stuff like that. It can literally go anywhere. Um, and that's the sum total of this entire little side adventure. All right, so where it comes from again is Princes of the Apocalypse, which came out in 2015. It was the second campaign length, um, adventure published by Wizards of the Coast for D&D 5th edition. and this is just one of the little starting elements of it. If you have played through this Princess of the Apocalypse, and if your party, either whether you were a player or whether you were a DM, if your party used this or experienced this little bloody treasure, what did you think of it? Did it add some interesting, memorable events to the game? Was it just kind of an annoyance? Um, did you dangle it in front of your party and they just sort of blew it off and didn't even go to it? Or as a party member, did your DM really sell the rumor of treasure there and have you, go rushing out and find out that it was nothing except a bunch of crazy bird creatures that were going to attack you and try to kill you? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you like everything that we're doing here on this channel, please click the subscribe button, and if you ring the bell, you'll also notice you'll get a notification every time we post a new video to the channel. All right, that's going to do it for Lore Friday. Come back tomorrow for Combat Saturday, where we are going to take a big chop at things in looking at a favorite weapon of a lot of barbarians out of D&D 5th edition. And we'll talk a little bit about the history of that weapon in the game. All right, everyone. Take care. We will talk to you later. Have a wonderful evening. Good night, everybody.